welcome to my craft room. Cricut has these great pop-up cards right now. They're not in the image section. They're actually on the front page. And I just love them. I love pop-up cards. And if you've been seeing them at the store, because they've gotten really popular all of a sudden, they're really expensive. So you can make this with even with just some of your scraps. So I put Happy Valentine's Day because it's that time of the year, but all you have to do is change that for a happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, happy anniversary, anything like that. Okay. So this is the original Cricut card. I just added in the sentiment. So, and then you open it up and you have this fantastic pop-up bouquet of roses. So, let's go make it. Okay, guys, let's do this rose bouquet pop-up card. Now, this is going to be pretty simple, okay? I've only got 3 images for you to look up, and it's all going to be putting it together. That's going to be a little tiny bit finicky. So first, we are going to look here. The rose pop-up card is not in... the rose pop-up card is not in images. It's in here. So we're going to do bouquet, B-O-U-Q-U-E-T, pop-up right here. You see? There we go. Now, I've done some of these. The Christmas tree, I've done the unicorn, I've done the dragon, and the hot air balloon. So if you want to go check those out, they're a lot of fun. They're pretty easy. But here's the one we're after. So we're going to click that, and then we're going to click customize, and that's going to put it on our canvas. Okay. There we go. And then we need to go, we're going to go ahead and add everything, and then we'll change the colors. Okay. Then we're going to go to images. Okay. Now for the frame is 34C85, 34C85. There we go. Insert. Well, I don't know why this is so tiny up there. If yours is like that, just get it out here a little bigger. Then the next one is, and it's easier just to go back here to the A314, FAE. This is the ribbon. Okay. Then the Happy Valentine's Day. M3C9. 3C9. FD. There we go. Now, as you can see, I didn't hit insert before. So you can also load all your images up here on the bottom and then just hit insert once. It all depends on how you want to do it. There we go. Just like that. Okay. We are we're not going to worry about doing the envelope, and I'm going to tell you why here in just a minute. We are going to what I usually do. Here, let me pull these out for just a second. Let's see what size this is. Go down here to edit. You see how this card is 7 by 10? That means when it closes, it's going to be 7 by 5 by 7. And I usually buy a big stack of those particular envelopes at Michael's because it's cheaper and it's lighter. You know, you want a lighter paper. But I also have some bigger copy paper that I use to make envelopes, but it's pretty straightforward. You cut it out, you fold it, you glue it. So we're not going to worry about that today. Okay. So there we go. Now, none of the rose part is going to change. None of the rose card part is going to change except the colors. We are just going to do the ribbon. Let me see let's change the sizes really quick. It's almost the right size, but we're going to do height. Well, just at 1 inch. Okay. There we go. The frame is going to be, this one we're going to do by width. It doesn't really matter because it should be the same. Is going to be 2.75. 2.75 the width. There we go. Let's pull that down so we can see. You see that goes back behind it. And then let's bring this up so you can see. Okay, the Valentine's Day is 1.5 inches high. Sometimes I use width and sometimes I use height. So here you go. There we go. Everything's matching. Now, if you want to keep everything, these colors, that's fine. I wanted to try the red. So I'm going to keep the background white. Okay. These right here. Okay. It's hard for me to do because I don't have an arrow here. So, but we're going to change the colors of a bunch of the other. So let's start with the stuff that we just added. The Happy Valentine's Day. You look down here at the bottom. It says Basic Cut with a yellow circle. You're going to click on that. Well, maybe you're going to. There we go. We're going to use, I use the bright red. Okay. It doesn't matter. Whatever color you want to change it to, whatever color you want to use. If you want to have it all the purple, then just change it to different shades of purple. The banner, I changed to the same white. Again, it doesn't matter if it's white or off-white. You just want it to be all cut and match the same colors. So, and then this, we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to go into layers. Now, see how there's two, see where it's gray there, and see how there's actually two different layers on there, which means it's got a little part on the back, but you see the eye with the slash through it, that means it's not showing. So let's highlight it, make sure it's gray, and then you go down here and we're going to hit that eye symbol. Okay, now look at that. You just put that frame around it, which is what we're going to make. Okay, so we want to change the gray to match everything else, so we're going to go to white. Okay, that was the background. You see now it's changed to white. And then the green part, we are going to change to pink or whatever color you want. And I'm just going to pick this pink. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to match what you're cutting. It's just so you know exactly. You're telling the machine what to cut. Okay. Now, these other colors, these two, all of these, hold on. I'm going to move these down a little bit because these we're going to make into the bright red, which I'm going to show you the two different ways to change the colors on these things. Okay, this is doing them all together. So instead, the easiest thing to do here is we're going to find, okay, here's all these. These I did in a lighter pink and a darker pink. So these front ones are the lighter pink. Here you go, just like this. Okay, there we go. Which is going to be the same pink as your Happy Valentine's Day for the front. Okay, now you're gonna have to do that for all of them, and then we don't have anything this darker pink. Hold on. Let's see, where's my base for that? There it is, right there. Now, the problem when you go to, that you want to, when you go to click it on your, and it says down here, there's a multiple with a question mark, you can't go in there and change the color. Whenever it says that, let me show you the trick here. You have to only pick the basic cut, not the score. You see over here on the right where it says attach set? You don't want to mess with that. You just want to change the color of the paper, which is now, see, you got a basic cut with a circle. And you're going to go in here and we're going to pick a darker pink. Okay, so let's pick that, but we want it darker. It doesn't matter, just so it's just so you can tell it to cut a different color. Okay. And then of course, oh, look. Somehow I chose that, didn't I? Let's go back up here and change that to the light pink again. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. So you've got these little guys here, and then we're going to also change all the roses, these. Now, let me give you a little hint on what's the easiest thing to do. First, I'm going to move all these green guys out of the way because we need to get some room around all these roses. When you have multiple things like this, the easiest way to change all of them at once, say you're going to do white roses or you're going to do pink roses or whatever you want to change the color to, is to highlight all of them. And they kind of need to be by themselves here. So you're going to just run your finger across and capture them all together. Look, see, like that? I usually do it at a diagonal, start up top and then just diagonally drag over all of them. So you choose those. Now you see down here, you've got the basic cut again. So we're going to go into here and we're going to change it to the bright red. And look, boom, done. Now, if you don't want to do that layer like these, we're going to do them each. Let me show you the other way to do it, including this background part. Okay, everything else has changed. The only thing we have left to do is this and these guys. Okay, so let me show you the other way to do it. It all depends on what's easier for you. Okay, remember, this is the lighter pink and this is the darker pink. Okay, so we want all of these pieces up here to be down here in the lighter pink. Okay, so you just hold down the 3 lines and then you're just going to drag them down into each. Okay, there's that one, there's that one, and here's this one. Now look over here, it changed all of them over here, see? Okay, the only thing we have left is to change this card, and we want it to be the bright red. Where's the red? Here's the red. See where all the roses are? So you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to hold down these 3 gray lines, and then you're just going to slide it down till you get into whatever color that you want. There you go. Look, we changed it. Okay. Now, we're going to double check on sync that we have everything we want. We have the green. Uh-oh. We don't want this to be purple. Look, this ribbon that goes on the very end. That's going to be the bright red too. Okay, so let's go ahead and drag these parts down. This is why we double check everything to make sure that we've got all the right colors. And look at that, we don't. Okay, and this one. There we go. Now, there we go. We got it red. Now, we've got green. We got dark pink. We got light pink. We got red. Oops. Did I just... Oh, yeah. Sometimes you'll do that when you're messing with it. When you do, you can either drag it back down or just hit your undo button here at the bottom. Okay, so we got green. We got dark pink, light pink, red, and white. So you're set. You're ready to cut. Go ahead and get all of this cut out. And if you want to go ahead and do this before you start the craft table part, I went ahead and glued all these flowers on where they go. It's pretty simple. Make sure that you keep these pointed the same way that they're pointed on the canvas. And then glue all your flowers on. And we'll go to the craft table and put it together. Okay, guys, here we are at the craft table. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I went ahead and glued all the flowers onto the green parts just because you guys don't want to spend, 5 minutes watching me glue all these on. So you can either pause it now or you can pause it after we do the cover of the card and get all this done before we start putting the bouquet together. Okay, here's my second tip is... I put each different section of my cards and stuff onto paper plates. I use them, hundreds of times. And that kind of keeps everything in its right spot. This is the cover we're getting ready to do. Now, you can see this ribbon right here. Normally, here's another tip. I will usually leave this on the mat. And I will take it straight off the mat, piece by piece, and glue it onto what I'm gluing. And that way... You can see where all the pieces go. But since I'm doing this for you guys, I went ahead and laid it out on the plate separate because it's got a bunch of different pieces and I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, but it'll add a lot to the card. So before we do that, let's go ahead and get this ready to glue on. Okay, so it's just the 3 pieces here. So we're going to put this, and what I use is I like art glitter glue. Okay, I buy these on Amazon with the little tip thing, and this is the refill. It's really good paper to paper glue, and you don't have to worry about the hold. Okay, now greeting cards don't need a ton of glue on them. They're not getting any kind of like, wear and tear. If you're going to make something that people are going to be touching all the time or handling all the time, then you're going to want to, we're just going to put that right there. Now, I made this specifically so you could do Happy Mother's Day, Happy Birthday, Happy Anniversary, any of those type of things, okay? All you got to do is take out this little Valentine cutout and pick out one from the images on Design Space, and you can easily change it. And I'm gonna kind of angle this just a little bit, okay? I got a little extra piece in there. There we go. Just like that. And we're going to do the cover first. This gives it all of a chance to dry a little bit because, and here's another tip. I like to make sure that I let everything dry overnight for a day or so before I fold it up and put it in the envelope and mail it. Because you don't want it to stick. If the glue's not quite dry, you don't want it sticking when they open it up, or it's sticking to your envelope, either one, okay? So let's get this done real quick. The envelope is really easy. I'm not going to do it. I get this really light paper. It's copy paper. It's 12 by 18 paper from Amazon. I'll put a link down below. And you just fold it and glue it. Or if you have, you can get I try to make all of my all my cards 5x7 and just get a big package of 5x7 envelopes at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Amazon or somewhere like that to make it really easy. So now we need to do this ribbon, okay? And I'm going to try and do this really far from where I'm sitting, okay? So I can make sure that I've got you guys in, and this is going to go not a little lower than half between the rows and the bottom part of, hold on, and the bottom part of our card. Okay, so just a little bit, not quite halfway between the bottom of the rows and the bottom of the card, about right here. Okay, so it's going to be easier if we do one end and work our way over. And you're going to have a little bit of space right here before you get to, and I am going to start this a little lower just because this up over here ends up a little higher, okay? So let's get that glued on first. Now, I'm going to do it about 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the card, okay? And then we're going to do this little tiny piece. Okay. This goes just above this funky piece. Okay. And there's not going to be much distance between these pieces. You don't want that because you want it to look like a regular ribbon. Okay. Then we're going to do this piece. Okay. Go. See how that fits right in there, and we're going to leave the gaps in between all the different pieces just pretty much the same. This is going to cover a lot of it. Okay? You're not going to see much of it. So, but it's easier for us to keep track if we go ahead and put all the pieces, even in the middle pieces. Now, if you don't want to and you want to just guess, go for it. Okay, and this one is going to go here. See how it kind of conforms the same. Here we go. And again, this part won't show, but I want you to make, in case you want to put this on something else, because I really like this ribbon, and it kind of gives it a little more interest than, gives it a little bit more interest than just a plain, you know, ribbon type thing. Okay. Now, this, you're going to see how this has a little dip thing. Okay, well, this is going to go right in that little dip right there. Okay, just like that. Push it over just a little tiny bit. There we go. And this is going to sit right on top. Okay. And boom, we've got our banner done, our ribbon done. Okay, look. That is going to fit right in there. So see, all the different parts of it are all kind of the same distance apart. As close as we can get. It's a handmade card. It's never going to be perfect. And then the only other thing we need to do is put this on here. And again, if you want to change this to Happy Mother's Day or anything like that, hopefully I'm getting this in the middle. It's hard for me to see because I'm sitting quite a ways from it. Oops. Look, I didn't get that in there quite. There we go. Sometimes you will catch things as you're putting stuff together. So there we go. Okay, your cover's done. Okay, just like that. And this white, hold on, let me grab this real quick. This white is going to go back behind it, so that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Look how cute that is. Okay, we're going to set this aside and let it dry. Okay, and we are not going to be doing these parts until the very end. And this card is a little fiddly, and they don't have good instructions for it on Cricut. So I had to kind of figure it out. I made a trial part. See, I did it with light green and white flowers till I could figure out exactly how I'm supposed to put this together. So I'm going to help you. Okay, now we're going to lay these out so everything faces us. Okay, there's that. And the littles are going to go on the littles. The bigs are going to go on the bigs. Okay, there's the littles and another big. And you'll see how these are all flat. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now, okay. But these are opposite. First, you want to bend this tab right here, just because once it's all built, it's going to be too hard to bend. So I suggest going ahead and bending that first. Okay. Now we are going to go first slit and first slit. Okay, you see that? And we're just going to slide them in. Okay, just so they go like this, and it slides all the way up. Okay, just like that. You still have your tabs on either side. Okay, there you go. That's what it's supposed to look like. Then, now I'm going to try and show you how to do this from the side and from upside down. Now, first, we're going to, this one, see this one's got 1, 2, 3 slits, and this one's only got 2 upper slits. I mean, 1 upper slit, well, 2. We've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, we're going to take that one, and you want the flowers to face forward, so you'll know which side. So we're going to put it on this side. So let me switch hands here real quick. Make sure I got that down there. There we go. And it's going to go on this slit, and we're going to take it up. Okay, so hold on. Okay. Let me show you. Now, I'm just leaving it behind that one just because it's easier for me to slide it on and easier to show you too. Okay, so there we go. Let me show you from the side. See, it's right there. We just slid it right in. Now, this one on this side, we're going to do the same thing, but you see this second slit right here that the other one didn't have? That's because it's going to match up with this one right here. So this one is going to go through 2. And it's going to be a little bit fiddly. You're going to have to kind of work at it, okay? So you're going to take this one, and first it's going to go into this slit right here, this second slit, do you see? But it's also going to go into that one, okay? So let me get them lined up. Hopefully you can see this pretty good on your camera. Uh-oh, there. So there you go. We're just going to slide it right in. Okay, so now these 2 big pieces that we just did are hooked together. Hold on. And let me show you when we pull the tabs out, like when you open your card. Look, when you fold your card, it's going to be like this. When you open the card, these tabs are going to pull. And look at that. They're there. Now, we've got one more, two more pieces, the smaller pieces. Okay, so are you with me so far? Hope so. Okay, now, with these smaller pieces, they're going to go on this. Okay. This slit is going to go on this one. Okay, see the little triangles that we just did? And they've got a little slit right here. It's going to go on that at the same time. So this one goes on the right side. We're going to put the first slit, and it's going to be easier for me to show you from the back. Okay, because I am going to fit them into both slits. Okay, you see how I did that? You see that? Okay, you see that? And you can, if it gets a little out of whack, it's fine. Once we get everything in there, we can fix that. You see how it's in both of those? Now, we're going to do the exact same thing. Here's the small slit. Here's the big slit. See it? So on this side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Okay, turn this around because we're on the back. Okay, now this one goes in here. And at the same time, we're going to try and catch that one right there. Okay, now, if you have it all right, it should fold down flat like that, okay? So I want you to look on the back of yours and see if it matches mine, okay? And make sure that we have everything in its right spot. Hold on. Oh, I'm holding too hard. Okay. See how this one isn't going all the way, it hasn't gone all the way down? I need to make sure that it is in there all the way. There we go, just like that. Okay, there you go. You've got these two little things. You got these two little things. That's how it should look. Now, let me show you on the other side. Okay, there's all your flowers. Okay, let's make sure that everything's kind of put up where it's supposed to be. Push these down. Yeah, they're all matching up. Now, when you open the card, and like I said, once we get it all glued into the base and everything, we can fix it before you close it, okay? Now, once you get it in the card, when you open it, it's going to look like this. And then, of course, when you close the card, it's going to look like this. So you can test it to see if you've got everything in the right spot. Just be really careful with it, okay? Otherwise, you might have to go back to the beginning and make sure you've got everything in the right slots. Now, see? Look at that. Once we get it glued in, you're not going to have to worry about these things coming apart because they'll be, there won't be anywhere for them to go. Okay, there. See, that little thing came out. Okay, back to flat. Okay, so now you still see it. You got two little wings here, two little wings here. And there's your thing. So we've got the bouquet done. Okay, good. Double check that yours looks like this. Okay, there we go. Now, once we get everything going, okay, see this right here? Let me make sure I'm in your spot here. Okay, once we get everything going, but we're going to make the bottom part first. You're going to slide this in these smaller slits right here. And then this larger thing that's going to cover your bouquet, these larger slits are going to slit right into the larger slits, okay? So let's do that now. We need to get the bouquet holder done. So set this aside. Try to keep it all together. Now, okay, here is this one. These are the pieces of the bouquet holder that we're going to glue in really quick. And then this bow and everything will go on last after we get everything glued into the card, okay? And let me finish this, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, now, to make sure that you've got your right pieces, make sure that it matches up at the top, because see how it's not exactly straight. So, and then this matches here. And then, is it this one? Okay, and then this one should go right here. Okay. Yep, I don't think so. I think I got them mixed up. Let me double check here. Oh, that fits better, I think. Let's see what this one does. There we go, just like that. And we're gonna glue those on real quick. And what you wanna do, before you do that, you wanna do your folds, okay? Just because it's easier to do it now. But before, and you're gonna fold them all in like this, okay? For now. Okay, there we go. Now, let's get our pieces glued in. I always, what they call dry fit my pieces before I glue them in, which means I lay them out where they're gonna go to make sure I've got them, because you don't want this, especially with this glue, it glues very tight, very fast. Now you don't have a whole lot of room in between these folds. So you gotta kind of get them right there in the middle of those folds, okay? But, so I always lay out my pieces with no glue on them to make sure that I have them all in the right spot before I glue anything. Now this glue dries clear, so don't have to worry about if a little bit of it leaks out, but you do have to worry about letting it dry really, really, really good before you fold it up and put it in an envelope, okay? Let's push that up a little bit. There we go. Make sure I've got room enough for it to fold. There we go, just like that. And then here's this one. I'll probably end up making, my mom is still around. She's in her 80s. And I will probably end up making one of these for her for Mother's Day. Okay, so there you go. Make sure that it's still folding well. Okay, so there's your bouquet. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, take your flowers out, really easy. Now, we're actually going to glue this on last. Okay, because we've got to get these tabs glued in first, and then, but I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like when you okay, you know what? I think I'm going to turn these around because I would like to be able to sign here. And then up here, put Happy Mother's Day or Happy Valentine's Day or I love you or whatever you want to do, okay? So actually, I am going to turn these around like this. I think I had them backwards. All you want to make sure is your slits are down here like that. But I would like this area right here to sign on, okay? So let me show you exactly what we're going to do. Now, we're not going to glue this in yet because we got to wait to get the vase in there too first. But let me show you. And once we do get it in here, you can make sure that you have all of your different green pieces. But I want to show you how this is going to work. We're going to slide this into this first slit. And on my practice one, they fit really tight, these tabs. Okay, there we go. Oh. And I kind of grab it at the bottom behind and pull it there. See, because you want the fold to match the slit. And we're going to put it right in here also. Okay. We're just going to slide it in that first slit right there. Okay, I'm going to grab it from the back and pull a little bit. So, there we go. Now it's tight, okay? And what you want is for this to stand up, okay? And I'm going to double check that I've got everything in the right spot here in just a minute, but I want to show you first. Okay, the way that this is made is about 1/4 of an inch. When we go to glue this in, there we go, there. When we go to glue this in to the red part of the card that we just put the Happy Valentine's Day on, you're going to have a space where the red comes around, okay? And here, this is going to be the fold. It's going to be right down the middle. You want to make sure that you leave, you know, about 1/4 inch or so there. Okay, so your bouquet will sit up tall, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to slide this in, okay, into these slits. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then we're going to put this one in. Okay, I hope you can see that. Okay, there we go. Okay, now, as you can see, you see how this is standing up? I bet you, and I'm going to double check on here really fast because I want to make sure that, let's see, oh, okay. Aha, look. You know what we did? I did it wrong. See, I didn't practice this part. Do you see how this is going back? So what we need to do is, I didn't think this looked right. What we need to do is we are going to glue in the tabs the other way, okay? Which means they're going to bend towards the middle instead of towards the outside. Okay, same with the flowers. Okay, let me show you real quick. I'm going to be real easy. You see how I have them pointed to the outside? Instead, what we're going to need to do is glue them to the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue the, as long as you have your fold and your slit in the same, at the same spot, you don't have to worry about where this is going to be. And then I'm going to fold this down. Okay, there we go. And then on this side, make sure it's all the way to the fold. Make sure it's in there really good. And we are going to glue it that way, okay, instead. I didn't practice that part, but I have figured it out. Okay, there we go. Now, these are also going to bend this way. And I'm going to go ahead and bend them. And I'm going to double check that I'm not doing this wrong. Oops, before, okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's right. See how good, see how it changes the sides of your vase? Okay, so let's go ahead and get those glued down too. Always check before you start gluing anything because you hate to have to redo it or take it all apart again. Okay, and we're going to glue these down really, really good here in just a second, but I want to get them in. Uh-oh, look, that's okay. We can fix that. That's really easy to fix, okay? And you can't glue any of these flowers and stuff in there because they have to be able to move in order to open and close the right way, okay? So let's get that in there really good. There we go. Flip this back around. There we go. See, they shot the picture from above, just like I'm showing you. And so the sides of the vase didn't show very good. See? Okay, now, see, again, we have these about 1/4 of an inch here. Okay, and our problem is I've lost one of these, and it's this one on this side. So if it happens to you, you just go back in here and you're just going to follow the slits just like we did before. Okay. Okay, see what I'm doing? Can you see it? Hopefully. And then make sure that it gets back down in there. There we go. There. See, that fixed it. Now look, you're almost done. All we've got to do is make sure that we get this glued in really, really good. Okay, just like that. And then as soon as we've done that, we'll put the bow and the ribbon on there. Okay. And I am going to double check that picture too because it should. Hold on. Down, across, down. Okay, it should. This. Again, I should have practiced this part too. This will bend here, and then this will bend here, just like that. Okay. Okay, and so that's going to go just about like that, okay? But let's test this. Something's not right. It's not bending in. Okay, it looks right from above. Do you see how that looks like a grid? Let's see, make sure you can see that. Okay, well, we will deal with that once we get this glued in because it's just probably one little thing. Yeah, catching on something. There we go, just like that. Okay, Now watch. Now watch. Here's the magic. Ta-da! Okay, let's get this glued into the card. Okay, so remember, you're going to have about a quarter of an inch. You want to make sure that each of these corners match on either side so it looks pretty good. And you want to be very careful about the glue on here because you don't want to put any glue here where it's going to, I got glue on my fingers, so it got caught on that. You don't want to put any glue in this section here, because then it'll show on this. Okay, so we're going to glue this in just like this. Okay, there we go. You see? We're going to glue in the first side. We're going to make sure it gets all straight. So we're just going to glue one side at a time. Okay. And then I'll show you my kind of tip and trick on doing the other side to make sure that it still folds up really well. Okay. So let's get glue put on this. And especially on this one, I want you to make sure that you only put, now I'm going to put a lot of glue where these tabs go. Just because they're going to be, I want those to be the strongest place. But then the rest of it, all I'm going to do is put glue right around the edge here. Okay? Because I don't have to worry about it getting. Then, remember I dry fitted it to know how far away I wanted. So I'm going to start at this end. Okay, and get it at about the right spot I want it to go in. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make sure I've got plenty on the fold, plenty of room, which I do. Let's push it. Okay, let's check if it's working. There we go. Look, we already got that side in. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we need to put glue on this guy, okay? So, now, again, super important for these two corners to match and these two corners to match right there, because you don't want them all cattywampus, right? My older son used that word cattywampus the other day, and I laughed about it, and he said, oh, I used it at work, and everybody kind of looked at me funny, and he said, hey, that's a word, which it is. It's one that my dad, who was originally from Oklahoma, used a lot when I was a kid. So I guess I probably used that with our boys too. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to, instead of starting over here at this end like we did on that one, we're going to start over here. I am going to make sure that this is the right part and that my corners match. Okay, I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm going to swing it around here and make sure that I've got it straight over here too. Just like that. There we go. Now, see where I've got glue right in there? Okay, that's why I'm telling you, I want you to leave it open and let it dry for a few hours overnight. But look at that. You're almost done. Okay, now, once we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of play with it a little to make sure that it opens and closes really good. Okay, really easy. There we go. See? Okay, the only thing we have left to do is put the ribbon on. So, this is going to go on first, and it's going to, I'm going to show you this picture real quick. You see? Let's see. Oh, let's go back to this one. See, it's about halfway. Okay. But we can't do the bow tie first, the bow first, because, and they had the little things up going this way, okay? Because the other parts are going to have to go underneath, okay? So your first score line, okay? Sometimes I find it easier to bend it one way than the other. And then, how did I do this one? Okay, I'm just going to get these bent. So when it comes to time that I need them, they'll be ready. Okay, see where this line is? That's where we're going to put the ribbon. And this, this bend right here needs to fit at this bend. Okay, that's going to be your guide. Okay, because remember, it's got to fold too. Okay, so we're going to put this bend and this bend in kind of the exact same spot. Okay, just like that. And then this, got a little glue on there. Once it's dry, I can get it off. And then this is going to go here. Look, again, we're going to try it and make sure. Okay. Okay, just like that. Okay. Okay. Sometimes I like fitting it so I know it's going to close right. Just like that. Okay. And then this other one is going to do the same thing. Okay. Right here. Okay, again. Whoop. I did it backwards, didn't I? Here we go. This is going to go right here. And it's probably going to be basically in the same spot. Oh, well, my scores didn't do right. You know why? I forgot to put my score thing in my machine when I was cutting this out, and I was just guesstimating on the fold, and I didn't guess very good, did I? I doubt I'm going to give this to anybody. Oh, I have a special needs adult son, so you know what I might do? I might give this to him for him to give to me for my birthday or for Mother's Day. Okay, then let's fold it here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to double check on this, on where it's going to hit. Okay. There we go. Just like that. Now, I'm going to pull it out a little bit so it'll match. Double check that it's, yep, we're doing good. And that's my fault. Yours should have your scores on it, so you know exactly where to bend yours. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Now look, we're almost done. I'm so excited. Okay, let's get the bow put on. And you are done. I'm going to put it on here, make sure that the ends of those ribbons are hidden underneath it. Look at that. You're done. And you thought it was going to be hard. Look, you're done. Look at what a cute card you made. I'm so proud of you. What a great job you did. There you go. Good job.